i4Score is an Industry 4.0 road mapping tool which helps manufacturers answer 4 key questions by guiding them through 6 organizational conversations. Manufacturers face 4 key questions when it comes to Industry 4.0. What is Industry 4.0? Why to care about it? Where to start? And how to scale? Organizations must answer the first 2 questions before moving on to the last 2 questions. The last 2 questions of where to start and how to scale must be answered together to avoid what is known as pilot purgatory. The late 18th century was characterized by mechanization of water and steam power. The late 19th century was characterized by electrification and mass production. The late 20th century was characterized by computerization and automation. The 4th Industrial Revolution is the new paradigm or period we live in currently. It is characterized by the convergence of information and operating technologies into cyber-physical systems which enable new solutions to improve operating efficiency and grow revenue. From an organizational perspective, i4O provides the toolkit for transformational change into a data-driven culture that makes decisions quickly and solves problems systematically. A good way to further understand Industry 4.0 is from 3 complementary perspectives. The first perspective are the enabling technologies. Enabling technologies are often what people first associate with Industry 4.0. The 4th Industrial Revolution is characterized by significant convergence of 9 core information and operating technologies. The second perspective are from use cases. Use cases represent the state of the art in terms of what's possible to achieve with Industry 4.0 enabling technologies. Use cases demonstrate the business benefits that companies can achieve with Industry 4.0 solution. The third perspective is system architecture. System architecture is the linchpin between the enabling technologies and the use cases. 6 system architecture design principles determine the degree to which an organization can scale Industry 4.0 across their enterprise by efficiently leveraging the enabling technologies to enable multiple use cases. What has not changed over time is the manufacturing business model. While there are varying degrees of complexity from company to company, every manufacturer sells stuff, plans stuff, makes stuff, monitors shop floor and work cell activities, inventories stuff, ships stuff, and orders more stuff. Further, success still depends upon maximizing the flow of materials and information and minimizing the variation. To accomplish this, companies must make decisions quickly and solve problems systematically. What also has not changed is the need to achieve business goals. The particular business goals and their prioritization may change over time, but organizations survive by focusing on and achieving goals on a consistent basis. Goal achievement depends on how well the manufacturer can execute their business model by creating a system architecture to make decisions quickly and solve problems systematically. The most difficult challenge is to effectively scale Industry 4.0 solutions across the manufacturing enterprise. Starting with the business model of 8 basic processes, the objective is to achieve the business model goals on a consistent basis over time. This ability to achieve these goals depends on an effective system architecture composed of people, processes, and technology. The challenge is to transform these components into a data-driven culture which can make decisions quickly and solve problems systematically. The solution is to focus on the 6 system architecture design principles necessary to transform people, processes, and technologies into a data-driven culture which consistently achieves business goals. Many manufacturers have evolved their system architectures over time, based upon their business goals and levels of sophistication. Each of these architectures can be defined by their level of maturity relative to the 6 system architecture design principles. Many manufacturers start out with a system architecture based upon tribal knowledge. with data exchanged verbally and key information retained individually. The second evolution is usually to an accidental architecture, where data is exchanged in meetings and information retained on paper. The third evolution is to a siloed architecture, with data exchanged across information silos and information retained on desktop software. The fourth evolution is a monolithic architecture, with data exchanged via standard reports and information retained in enterprise software. Industry 4.0 enables a fifth evolution, to an open architecture with data exchanged when and where needed and information retained in a unified data hub. Organizations need to assess their current state of system architecture maturity relative to the 6 design principles, and be strategic about the desired state necessary to transform the organization into a data-driven culture which consistently achieves its business goals. Many manufacturers have an unclear system architecture. Some aspects of their business are still managed by tribal knowledge. Too many processes still depend upon paper documents. Siloed information is collected and analyzed in spreadsheets. An ERP system has been implemented but does not integrate well with the shop floor processes. Cloud-based software solutions have been introduced in some areas but do not share data. This unclear system architecture lacks the integration necessary to make decisions quickly or solve problems systematically. There is also limited flexibility to adapt to changing processes or new business opportunities. Lack of clarity regarding system architecture is a very common scenario with manufacturers of all systems, all sizes and types. The issue is that they have not been intentional about which system architecture to pursue. As a result, many organizations have people, processes, and technologies within their business model that are straddling 3 or 4 different evolutions of system architecture. There are many Industry 4.0 readiness assessment tools available from industry associations, consultants, and technology vendors. While assessments are an important step when building an Industry 4.0 roadmap, they are not the only step. Given the strategic importance and breadth of Industry 4.0, manufacturers should push beyond just assessments to have organizational conversations. Conversations include the elements of education, alignment, and benchmarking to enhance the value of the assessment and help answer the 4 key questions. Also, the assessment tools should include a mechanism for capturing diverse perspectives, independent opinions, and decentralized knowledge from across the organization. Common wisdom suggests that all of us are smarter than any of us within an organization, and that the best understanding of the day-to-day decisions to be made and the problems to be solved are known as much or better by the frontline operators and supervisors versus only the leadership team. The odds of successfully answering the 4 key questions through an assessment only versus organizational conversations is significantly lower. The odds are lower still when assessing only the senior leadership and ignoring the wisdom of the crowd. There are 6 conversations that organizations must have to effectively develop their Industry 4.0 roadmap. The first conversation is about where to start. The organization must be aligned on which organizational level offers the greatest opportunity to become more data-driven in terms of making decisions quickly and solving problems systematically. Over time, the entire organization will transform, but it is important to begin with the biggest area of opportunity and to get early wins and create organizational momentum. The second conversation is about how to act faster. The organization must be aligned on which information loop stage offers the greatest opportunity to improve the timeliness value of information necessary to make decisions faster. The third conversation is about how to act smarter. The organization must be aligned on which data value driver offers the greatest opportunity to improve the analytical value of information necessary to solve problems more systematically. The fourth conversation is about which use cases to prioritize. The organization must be aligned on which Industry 4.0 use cases offer the greatest opportunity to make decisions faster and solve problems more systematically in order to consistently achieve business goals. The fifth conversation is about which technologies to leverage. The organization must be aligned on which Industry 4.0 enabling technologies offer the greatest opportunity to enable the prioritized use cases. The sixth conversation is about which competencies to develop. The organization must be aligned on which organizational competencies need further development in order to enable the successful transformation to a data-driven culture with system architecture necessary to achieve the business goals. There are 5 steps to the automated workflow of an i4Score Industry 4.0 roadmap. Step 1 is to initiate the roadmap by clicking on the Get Started button on the i4score.com website. Step 2 is to create a company profile. Step 3 is to invite colleagues to participate. The goal is always at least 10 or more participants, depending on the company size. Step 4 is to align the organization based upon survey results. And Step 5 is to review the final report and translate the key findings into actionable plans.